Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abdulhamid Dango. I'm final year student of Nile University, and today I'm going to be talking about economic growth. So, first, what is economic growth? Economic growth is the process by which a nation's wealth increases over time. Although the term economic growth is often used in discussion of short-term economic performances in the context of the economic theory, but it generally refers to an increase in wealth over an extended period of time. It's just like comparing two different periods of time and how much the economy has increased, how much the economy has grown within that period of time. So growth can be best described as a process of transformation, whether one examines an economy that is already modern and industrialized or an economy at an earlier stage of development. One finds that the process of growth is uneven and unbalanced. Economic historians have attempted to develop a theory of stages through which even economy must pass as it grows. So early writers, giving a metaphor, often stress the resemblance between the evolutionary character of economic development and human life. So for the economist, for W. Rostow, he had different stages of growth. He had the traditional society, he had the takeoff, he had the maturity stage, and various theories have been advanced to explain the movement from one stage to the next. So economic growth is usually distinguished from economic development, because economic development being restricted to economies that are close to this subsistence level. The term economic growth is applied to economies already experiencing rising per capita incomes. Economists generally agree that economic development and growth are influenced by four factors: human resources, physical capital, natural resources, and technology. Highly developed countries have governments that focus on these areas, while less developed countries, even those with high amount of natural resources, will lag behind when they fail to promote research in technology and improve the skills and education of their workers. So look at impact of the human resources on the economic growth. So the skills education and training of the labor force have a direct effect on the growth of an economy. A skilled and well-trained workforce is more productive and will produce a high quality of output and add efficiency to an economy. While a shortage of skilled labor can be a deterrent to the economic growth, an underutilized, illiterate, and unskilled workforce will become a drag on an economy and may possibly lead to higher unemployment, as the people who are available in the workforce might not be efficient for the work that needs to be done there, and probably they won't be employed to the job, and it will increase the level of unemployment in the society. Investment in fiscal capital, improvement and increased investment in fiscal capital such as roadways, machineries, factories, all these will reduce the cost and increase the efficiency of economic output. For let's take a look at now transportation costs for production. But when the roads and other infrastructures are put in place, it's going to be easier, and then that will reduce the cost of all these all these costs that are incurred in production. Labour becomes more productive as the ratio of capital expenditure per worker increases, and an improvement in labour productivity increases the growth rate of the economy. Quantity and availability of natural resources. The quantity and availability of natural resources affect the rate of economic growth. The discovery of more natural resources such as oil, mineral deposits will give a boost to the economy by increasing a country's production capacity. The effectiveness of a country at utilizing and exploiting its natural resources is a function of the skills of the labor force. So the skills of the labor force of a country is very, very important, and the type of technology and the availability of the capital to put this technology and the labor force to use, they are all important for the growth of Nigeria economy. Skilled and educated workers are also able to use these natural resources and the technology to improve the level of growth in the economy. We already spoke about improvement in technology. So improvement in technology has a high impact on the economic growth. When you look at all these European countries that the that have very good economy, their the technology that are used in those countries are usually higher, So, because the higher your technology, the more productive you are going to be, your productivity is going to increase. And as the scientific community makes more discoveries, managers find ways to apply these innovations as more sophisticated production techniques. The application of better technology means the same amount of labor will be productive and economic growth will advance at a lower cost. Countries that recognize the importance of these four factors that I just mentioned that affect the economic growth will have higher growth rates and improve standard of living for their people. Countries that are able to recognize all these important factors that affect their growth rate and are able to work towards it and improve in those parts, they are going to have higher growth rate, and technological innovations and more educated workers will improve economic output, which leads to a better living environment for everyone. Thank you very much.